Now, here with me are four major concrete signs that you're gonna be poor for a long time. Yeah, I know that message has already hit you differently. But let me ask a question. If we don't gather here, tell each other the truth, nobody will ever come here to salvage our lives. Do you know what? I hate poverty, and I know you hate poverty, but the point is this: we should get ourselves away from above just hating it and taking some actions in our lives. And on this video is the video that I tell you, you're gonna sit back, relax, and watch this video to the end, because I'm gonna slap you with the truth that you never want to hear. This is the brutal truth that you've been looking forward into getting it, because majority of us, they are in the situation that we are in because we are in discipline and we don't understand exactly what goes on. It's either we are in discipline, we don't understand, or we are purely ignorant. And that is the truth. All what you need to do, sit back, relax, and watch this video to the end. And let me get into the business. But before I do exactly that, I do not know whether you are aware that I always post a video each and every day talking about the way you can get yourself out of the problems that you are in terms of the finance and all those kind of things. And if you don't want to miss any of my future good videos, do this. It doesn't cost you anything and it is free of charge. Down below here on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magic button, turn that notification bell, and like this video. And by only doing that, YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. Enough with all that introduction, let's get into the business. Now, what are these signs that actually signifies or tells you that you're gonna get yourself into problem for a long time? Sign number one is that in most cases, you're crazily emotional when it comes to money matters. Have you ever come to a person who is telling you the truth? Hey, you know what? You're earning 20K, all right? Don't live in a house rent that is worth 10K. That's way punching above your. That is not a good thing for the purposes of your health, or rather health of your finance. You're not supposed to do that. Save this amount of money. And this guy, they approach you with this mentality. Hey, how about I save when I die? Life is for the living. Life is short. Life is all those kind of things. You know, that's kind of the mentality that people do have. And they always want to have what we call the quick way of making money. If you tell them, hey, guess what? If you can set aside, let's say 3,000 each and every month, if you are capability of doing so, buy yourself stocks, get into the index fund, get into the money market fund, get into the shares, get into the circles, get in all those areas where you invest your money. In a period of, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, you'll be in a situation whereby you'll be earning a very good passive income, probably above whatever you're earning right now as a conventional income, or at par with that. If you tell them, they ask you, hey, in 5 years time sounds like a long time. It is not a long time. Let's take a very simple case scenario. Last year in Kenya, we did general election. We have a new president on board. Barely is about to finish 1 year. Without even you knowing, you realize now they are back into us, asking for us for the votes for the next round. And by the way, that will be marking the end of 5 years. So it's not a long time. It's not a long period of time. So the thing of you having the grit deep inside of you, and whatever somebody tells you you're supposed to do this, you become emotional. Other sign that actually illustrates that you're emotional when it comes to your money is that the moment you get your money at the end of the month, day or week, depending on whatever you get paid, most of the things that you tend to satisfy first, they are things that makes you happy. And by the way, I do not know where this mentality of people saying like, do what makes you happy. That is the worst thing that is happening to humanity right now. Because what makes me happy actually ruins some of my life or some of the guys whom surrounds me in one way or the other. You find people saying like, hey, it's time now to enjoy myself. This is a salary. I've actually toiled like the entire month. This is a salary. You buy yourself things that are not so necessary, things that are liabilities that are taking money out of your pocket. You find even people are servicing a car loan that just to take them to job and that kind of a thing. That car is not generating anything and is actually depreciating in value. Where else you could have channeled that money towards something that is actually substantive and actually is an asset. Even if it doesn't grow in a crazy way in terms of income, but one day you can liquidate it, get some cash, and then you can be able to do that what pleases you. So C is being emotional. If you continue being emotional with money, when people tell you the truth, you feel like they're attacking you and all those kind of things. Whenever somebody tells you, hey, I think you're paying too much for your rent, and then instead of you asking yourself, then what can I do? The immediate thing you do is to attack them and ask them, hey, do you know how much this costs? Do you know how you want me to live in Ashanti places? You want me to? You're so much emotional. That's the problem that you're having, all right? The next point is that you find yourself that you punch above your weight. Let's take a very simple case scenario. You earn 30,000 at the end of the month, but you're living a 35,000 kind of a life. Honestly, what magic? Even if you choose the best president that you're looking for, how can they salvage you from this situation that you're already in? This is the worst case scenario that, and I don't know what happens, because I remember very well, way before you even get to a 30,000 salary, there was a time you were earning way like 10K. You were surviving good. Everything was okay. Though you had some challenges as well. you're likely still having the same challenges. So the problem is not you. It's like changing the forest, but the monkey still remains to be the same. So cease punching above your weight. And this is a case in you find, like, say, the guys whom you flock around with, like, let's say your peers or something of sort. Those peers of yours, like, they're taking their kids to a school where they're paying school fees close to 60,000. Now there you are, because you want to appear as if you're also a hardworking person. You want to appear, I want to prove to people that you're successful. Now you've really training to make sure that you take those kids to that kind of a school, and then in the next minute you got no money in your pocket. Let me tell you one secret: don't punch above your weight. All right? And we always say this: there is nowhere on earth, even if you approach somebody who is earning over a million Kenyan shillings in a month, and you ask them whether they have surplus, if they were to do all the things they want, they don't have a surplus. So what we do is that we sacrifice some of the things, we create the surplus, we save the surplus, we invest the surplus, we earn the passive, then we do the things that we love. It's as simple as that. The procedure has never changed. And I always tell people, you see, wealth is intentional. It is not a thing that happened like just like that. No, you got to be doing something. And I always say, control the controllables. There are things that are out of your league in terms of control. Control that what you can control. And in the process of you controlling that what you can control, then you get into the place or situation whereby you can be able to know, hey, this is, for example, if I didn't put or post videos consistently on this channel of mine, probably you wouldn't even know somebody like me exists. That's the reality. There was a time I was posting a video, getting 2 views, 1 view, sometimes 0, and all those kind of things. But here we are. We're still pushing it. I can't say we are still yet where I want to be, but you keep on pushing. You keep on applying more effort. That's what life's happen. So the thing is this: don't punch above your weight. Simple. Just don't punch above your weight. You see, if you're earning 30,000, don't live a 30,000 kind of a life. Live below that. Live that 25,000 a year life. Save the 5,000. Invest it. Let me tell you one secret. That salary that you're getting was substituted with what the slaves used to get back then. Basically, slaves used to get food, shelter, and the clothing. All right? And people argued that, hey, see, a free person can work better than a slave. So what they did is that, hey, they told you they'll be paying you. But that amount that they're paying you is always equivalent to that what you need for you to survive, to come back and work again. And the only thing you can do is to have somebody who has not satisfied all their needs for you to control them. That's the reality. So the point is this: if you keep on punching above your weight, you're going to get yourself into this thing we call the rat race, or we call it the rabbit hole, or something of sort. You're surviving paycheck after paycheck. So you got to do something. You have to it starts with the sacrifice. All right, you invest it, you do it consistently, and that's how you get yourself out of the scenario and the situation that you are in. This is a very serious case issue, guys. All right. The point number 3: you have no dime on your savings, and you actually don't even show any signs of you actually striving or trying to make sure that you have a savings on your side. All right. And consequently, that actually makes you that you do not have any investment. You find somebody who has been employed for the last 60 years, or not really 60 years, but you find somebody who have been employed for the last 20 years. You ask them, what have you achieved? Where areas have you, invested? They only tell you, I've educated my children, they are in university, I have. Okay, fine. That's not you, all right? That's about them. Obviously, you are to do that in a way. That does not make you any different from other people. We are supposed to do that. That's average. Now, what else have you achieved extra? They tell you nothing. And that's the worst thing. You see, if there is a call that actually shocks me to the core, is when I receive a call from a 55-year-old individual. He tells me that, Joseph, in 5 or 6 years, I'm going to retire. Honestly speaking, I've never done any investment. I've never tried any business. I do not have any investment on me. The only thing I'm looking forward is my pension, probably 2 point something or 3 million. I do not know what I can do for the next life that is remaining for me. You see, that's a very dicey situation that guy is putting you, because you really have to do something within the remaining 5 years or 6 years to make sure that you place them in a situation whereby they won't be nagging to their children. And this is what is actually putting what we call the unending poverty cycles in our families. That's the reality. So the point is this: I always tell people, don't feel comfortable. You see, comfortable is the enemy of progress. Always feel like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Try to do something. Be paranoid. When I say be paranoid, I mean like, feel like, hey, you haven't saved enough. Try and strive the best as you can. This one may actually go ahead and rub shoulders with your partner out there. If you do it by yourself, you're supposed to sit down, come with a way solution, talk about it, and then from there, Agree on the best thing that actually fits you guys. That's how we do it. There's no any other shortcut. I wish there wasn't any other shortcut. And if you want to know it's true, there is no any other shortcut. You find that most of the people in our lives, they're not successful. But few of them are, because actually doing that requires effort, consistency, discipline, and all those kind of things. That's how life is. You got to sacrifice something for you to achieve something later in your life. No matter how small amount of money you're earning, you got to save something. That's the idea. Yesterday, or rather a day before, I made a video about 500 Kenyan shillings that you're earning. I said, put aside 100 bob. And actually, I illustrated exactly how you can get yourself out of the problem that you are in. It's as simple as that. But did I promise that it is simple doing it? No, I did not. What I said is that you got to do something about it. That's the reality, and that's how we go about it. Anyway, let's go to the last but not the last point. You always find a reason to justify your current situation. Come on, you broke, it's the government. You don't have money, it's where you're born from. You broke is because you thought that you married before, or you married when you were young. You broke, hey, it is what it is. You see, when you are young, you don't have money. You always have a reason to justify yourself. But the reality is, if you were to be introduced to somebody else who was in the situation that you are right now and they did something, you say they were supported, they had the God the Father or something of sort. The point is, yeah, God the Father exists, by the way. The point is, you do not have to find all the reasons to justify yourself, because if you do, you're going to remain the comfortable or that comfort situation that you are. Travel, talk to people, make friends. And if you realize your circle is not helping you in one way, growing yourself, then eradicate, get off that circle. Shake off them. Keep moving. That's the reality. Because in this life, let me tell you one secret. As you grow old, you come to realize it's not really you having a flock or large number of people by your side actually that makes a difference. It's you having the right individual that can actually make a difference. There is that one call that you can make. There is that one friend that you can have who can make that one single call, and everything, you get yourself into a good situation. The reality is this: you have to do something. You don't have to remain in that comfortable situation and blaming everybody and finding a reason to do that. Because if you do, I dare promise you, come check this video 5, 10, 20 years from now, and God willing, I hope you will be alive. If you continue doing exactly that, you're going to get yourself into problems. You're going to attract a lot of negative energies, and that is exactly how you're going to limit your full potential in terms of growth. Anyway, do what? If you would like to have a conversation with me at a personal level, grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call. I offer those services pertaining to investment, businesses, and growth of yourself. Right? For just a cup of coffee. I also have booklets on investments. You can grab a copy. It's only $2.80 and grow yourself. Let's appreciate knowledge, because knowledge is power, and that is the only way we grow ourselves to the next level. For now, it's a goodbye. But don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe, and as well comment down below, because I believe you got something as well I can learn from. See you in the next one.